Hello, I am JH10. I am an 11-year-old boy. I have one very memorable story that has happened to me and I want to share it with you today. So, I grew up in Czechoslovakia, which after World War I became its own country. At the time, about 30% of the people in Czechoslovakia were Germans. After World War II, when the Czechoslovakians defeated the Germans, they kicked all us Germans out. And that is where my journey started, in 1946. My whole family, my grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, 2 brothers, and I, set off to Germany. All my family got on the train, except my grandfather. He had to walk all the way from Czechoslovakia to Germany. I was devastated to see him leave and hoped he'd make the journey. The train was very crowded and the ride took several hours. Of course, all of us children clowned around on the train ride. We finally arrived at a small village in Germany. Now, the house I was living in belonged to a different family. We just got a few rooms for all 7 of us. A few weeks later, my mom came home after she had gone to the train station to meet up with my grandfather after his long journey. She was teary-eyed and announced the news of her sadness. My grandfather had died at the train station because of exhaustion. That was the first thing I was sad about. And then I also thought of my old friends who fled to all different places. And the third thing was that I had to leave my cool Native American action figures behind. But luckily, after a while, I made new friends who all had different accents. The cool thing was we found all each other's accents pretty interesting. We went to school together, 4 grades in one classroom. We went to pick mushrooms together, collected wood, and just had fun. I was glad I was in the new village because the Czechoslovakians had been mean and brought my dad to and from work every day under armed supervision. The people that we shared the house with were not that nice either. My dad loved playing piano, so he found an old piano in the house. No one ever played it in their household, but the people who owned the house just took it away from him. It was mean of them. Very. However, now my dad had no work. My mom repaired socks and stockings, and my grandmother tanned animal fur. We were very poor, and I did not stay at the same curriculum for long. My first year at school was boarding school, but after a year, my family couldn't afford for me to sleep there anymore. I was sad not being able to sleep there anymore. I continued to go to the same school, which was a long walk and half-an-hour train ride there every day. When my dad finally found a real job, he moved again, and again. But those are different stories. I hope you had an enjoyable time today listening to my little journey that changed my life.